world. I say now real niggas run the world, real hustlers run the girl. She rockin' tequila all night till I fucking nerve. Swerve about the lot, boy they screaming, it's the fucking world. Work out with them bricks, damn right, you know we like the curve. Short day, long nights, till my baby low.
No, today we're looking at another fragrance from the niche house that is Xerjoff. This is the second fragrance that I've had the pleasure of reviewing from this house, and the first fragrance that I reviewed was called Udin from their Shooting Stars collection. Today I'm reviewing Lira from their Kazimierati 1888 collection. If you'd like to learn more about the House of Xerjoff and their owner Sergio Momo, please do watch the video that I did on Udin. So there are a lot of fragrances that are on my to purchase list from this house. They have many different collections within the house. There's an Oud collection, a Shooting Stars collection, a Join the Club collection, an offshoot of Xerjoff called Suspiro. They have their own line of fragrances. They have an XJ collection and this Kazimierati 1888 collection. And I'd really like to at least own a fragrance from each collection. I think my first Oud scent will be Fars or Alcat. I think my first Join the Club will probably be More Than Words. I think my first Suspiro will probably be Wardenisa, and I think my first XJ will either be or Richwood. Although I like 1861 a lot too. But my first from the Shooting Stars line was Udin. I think my next from the Shooting Stars line will be Kobe. And as I said, my first from the Kazimierati line was this one, Lira. And just so you guys know, this was a blind buy for me. And the idea behind this collection, the Kazimierati line, was to sort of recreate the fragrances that were being made in Italy between 1800 and 1900. And there was a house based in Bologna called Fabbrica di Profumi di Kazimierati that was started in 1888. And basically that house was known for making the best soaps in all of Italy. So Xerjoff did make this collection in order to honor that house and specifically that time period. Xerjoff, just so you guys know, is pretty tough to get in New York City. Min carried them for a brief period of time. Oswald carries their Join the Club line, but thankfully Twisted Lily carries their entire lineup except for that Suspiro line. So actually, last Christmas, the present that I got myself was Lira. And the reason that I purchased this one is because so many that I trust in the community had such good things to say about this scent. Really haven't seen anyone who's had a bad thing to say about it yet, so I just went for it. I purchased it from Twisted Lily, who actually sent me 11 niche samples with it, so great customer service. I got it within 2 days. And this fragrance only comes in one size, that is 100 ml. It comes in one concentration. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not 100 ml, it's 75 ml. That's the only size it comes in. And in one concentration, which is eau de parfum, and the price does vary. I paid $290 from Twisted Lily, but Lucky Scent has this listed at $345. So Xerjoff prices can fluctuate based off where they're being sold. Lira launched in 2011, and the notes on it are bergamot, blood orange, and lavender at the top, jasmine, cinnamon, and licorice in the middle, and musk, vanilla, and caramel in the base. Now the presentation on this one is bonkers. We'll get to the bottle in a second, but I just want to say this is my favorite box of any fragrance I have in my collection. As you can see, it's pretty big. It almost looks like a cereal box, and it says Kazimierati Profumi del 1888. You have this picture of a woman. It's glossy, very shiny. It says Lira Eau de Parfum, 75 ml, 2.5 fluid ounces, Eau de Parfum. You have this checker sort of pattern, 3D, almost Escher-like painting on the bottom with the batch code. The back has the same photo, and then the way that the fragrance comes is you pull this out in your bottle. Of course, it's very snugly in this like velvety, it's almost like a velvety foam, and it has a pull tab, and there is some copy on the box. The copy says, Lira is a mysterious, provocative, and talented starlet. She blends fiction and reality. She moves confidently with a theatrical flair and intriguing backstage secrets. Lira captures you with her sparkling Mediterranean citrus blend, gently cocooned by hand-picked lavender flowers. Her uncompromising charge charm on and off stage is revealed by the distilled Bulgarian rose and narcotic Egyptian jasmine, both blended in an intoxicating vanilla and caramel love potion. Her story concludes with the enchanting oriental spices and licorice flowers, conjuring up vivid dreams of her sultry love stories. And again, you have more information here. So nothing, nothing information-wise crazy, but just a huge, gorgeous box. And you have that Casamarati 1888 and the XJ for Xerjoff Vintage. So that's your box. Your bottle is going to be metal, or at least it feels like metal. And of course, it has this very interesting shape, Casamarati del 1888, sort of a this face is not etched in, it sticks out, it's three-dimensional. And then you have Lira Eau de Parfum. You have a sticker on the bottom that has the batch code. You have the traditional Xerjoff cap with the X inside, the X on the atomizer, and this shoots a really nice mist, so that works well. And then you do have this tassel on the bottle that you can hang off of it in front or in back, and the cap does say Xerjoff. The bottle is very, very heavy. On the back it says Casamarati del 1888. Again, this is actually not carved in, it's three-dimensional. It comes out a little bit. There's a word I'm looking for that I can't come up with that describes the way it's made, and of course it has a big made in Italy on the back. So Xerjoff, I'll tell you one thing, man, they do not let down when it comes to presentation. They always hit that 100% out. Some people think it's a little too over the top. I actually really do like their presentation, and this is a great presentation. So how is the fragrance? Well, the comparison that this scent gets, and one that I made myself when I reviewed it a couple weeks earlier, is to Laurence Dumont's Tendre Madeleine. And I also think it smells like the sexiest scent on the planet ever, IMHO by 4,160 Tuesdays. I think all three of these smell a lot alike. But the difference is, and it's a comparison that I think is important, it's sort of the same distinction between Coolwater and Green Irish Tweed, or between 4711 and Xerjoff 861. It's the difference between Domino's and DeFara. Both of those are pizza. You can order food from either place and they're going to send you a pizza. But in reality, DeFara is a religious experience and the other is a bastardization of Italian culture and cuisine. And that comparison actually a little bit unfair, because Tendre Madeleine is a good scent and Domino's is an abomination. But basically this one opens up with some nice clean citrus. I really couldn't distinguish that it was blood orange and not bergamot. I just couldn't distinguish that. But I get a really nice citrus. But to me, what's under that citrus is really what's the star of the show. And what this scent is about, and what you really need to pay attention to when you smell this, is cinnamon, some faint, and I do mean faint, licorice, along with caramel and vanilla. It is unbelievably breathtaking, and it's comparable to Oudin for me, in that Oudin really is nothing new. I think Oudin smells a lot like a Laurent by Chanel, but the difference is the materials used to make a Laurent. And a Laurent actually have to be some of the best in the world, because the power of that fragrance is pretty good. But what's used in Oudin is a whole other level. Like, Oudin lasts for me 10 to 12 hours. And I get compliments on it all day. So they just step their game up in such ways. And when you pay for Xerjoff, the Xerjoff name, that's really what you're paying for. You can buy a plain white dress shirt from Kenneth Cole or one from Turnbull and Asser that's going to cost probably $300 more than the Kenneth Cole. Why? Because it's going to last you a lifetime. Well, that Kenneth Cole one's threads will start coming out within a couple of years or a year. And by the way, just on a side note, I think for their prices, Kenneth Cole is probably the worst men's designer in the world, but that's an entirely different video. For his prices, though, if you're buying his clothes, you have not researched fashion in any way whatsoever. You can spend half as much as Kenneth Cole charges and dress 20 times better, but regardless, I digressed. So we're talking about the fragrance and that caramel and vanilla. There's also a slight floral and nutty aspect in this fragrance in the middle stages, but the development of this on skin is high quality Xerjoff citrus, cinnamon, a little bit of jasmine and licorice, which is going to last for about 6 to 7 hours. And then at the end, it's got this sort of nutty caramel vanilla vibe. It's a tremendous gourmand. If you're a caramel fiend, you have to give this fragrance a look. Performance on this is absolutely spectacular. I can't tell you how many times that I sprayed this on at night and woke up with it on my skin the next day. So you should get 12 hours out of this. I haven't found projection to be bonkers. It's only okay. I think that's a good thing because this is a great romantic close quarters scent. It really smells edible, and it's a huge compliment getter. It also gives off a little bit of a bubble, so sillage is nice. I think you can wear this 3 seasons out of the year. Summer nights, it's possible, but you're going to do best with this in the spring and fall because it's going to have a little bit of trouble standing up to the bitter cold, but you can wear it at that time of year, and it's definitely unisex juice. It's actually marketed to women, I believe. Now, if you wanted something like this but didn't want to pay Xerjoff money, of course, you can get Sexiest Scent by 4,160 Tuesdays for like $90, and on the low end you can get Tundra Madeline for under $50, and both are very, very good fragrances. I think that someone trying to sell you on this would say that Xerjoff scents are really as good as any other house out there. Roja Dove makes great scents and no expense is spared, but I don't think that Xerjoff is any less a house in terms of quality that Roja Dove is. And also, I think someone trying to sell you on this would tell you that this is a delicious scent that women in your life are going to love. Now, on the flip side, if someone was trying to talk you out of buying this, I think that they would tell you that there are cheaper options out there. And maybe when you're spending that kind of money, you want to spend that money on a more unique fragrance. They might also say that there's better scents within the Xerjoff collection for you to spend your money on, which, you know, I think that's probably true. I fall in the middle of those arguments. When I got this, I was a little let down because I had just purchased Tundra Madeline, and I was so let down that I actually put this on my top 10 most regrettable purchases of 2014. But having given this a good amount of wearing at this point, I realized that this is so far superior to the other 2 options out there. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I can't give it points for originality. The price is really high, but the quality is this fragrance's saving grace. I mean, Xerjoff quality, to me at least, is right up there with Roja Dove and Amouage and Nasamato. These are the houses that also sort of are at the peak of the niche mountain. They're all innovative, the details matter in each house, and they make some of the most coveted fragrances in our community. So while I'm happy to have this in my collection as a collector, I think for the regular consumer, you can do better with one of the other options mentioned. But if you need the best and you like this style of scent, go get yourself a bottle of Lira, because nothing is fucking with this in terms of a caramel, vanilla, sort of baking, like, you know, cookie baking scent than this. This is just really on another level, and the presentation is off the chain as well. So I hope you have enjoyed this review of Lira by Xerjoff. I'm planning on getting another Xerjoff scent this year, so hopefully we'll have another Xerjoff review this year. And as always, we'll be back next week with more videos and another review on Saturday. Hope you guys have been enjoying these. I'll see you again real soon.
Shit, my lawyer show me money by time. I've been on the grind, paper flipping, acrobatic. Fuck with bad boy, it made sense, mathematical. Hold up, I just seen a deal